Hey guys, welcome back. Today we'll be making a yummy dinner for two, easy recipe, great for date night. Stay in. We're making salmon, crab, and spinach linguini. Now, this is so easy to make. It's so yummy. It's so filling. And I just want you guys to try this. Stay home, cook for Bay. Get your ingredients ready because I'm about to show you how to make this easy recipe right now. So guys, first things first, we're going to get our prep out of the way. Remember, we want to gather all of our ingredients and get our prep out the way, which includes all the dicing, chopping, slicing. We want to do that first so we're not running around the kitchen making a mess, looking for things or burning things while we're looking for things. So we're going to start off with chopping our tomatoes, and then we're also going to chop up some parsley, which you see on the side of the cutting board here. So first things first, I'm going to show you guys how I dice my tomatoes for my pasta dish, and I pretty much use this same method. I don't always use the same type of tomatoes, but my favorite tomato would have to definitely be these Roma tomatoes. I love them for pasta. The texture, the taste of them are just perfect. Also, of course, if you make pico from scratch, then you'll use this same tomato as well. So let's chop up our tomatoes. Boom.
No.
Now that we have those chopped up, we're going to do a rough chop on our parsley. Same cutting board, which is fine because they're veggies, so no problem. So I'm just gonna give this a rough chop. You can cut them smaller or larger. This is basically going into our sauce, and then we're also going to put some on our cooked pasta with some olive oil later on in the video. And if you want to save some for the end, save a little bit of tomatoes and a little bit of parsley for your garnish. Yes, because you already know how I roll. It has to look good. Presentation is everything, guys. So don't forget to save for your garnish. And it'll prevent you from having to go back and cut up more tomatoes and parsley. So we're going to start with our sauce. And I love starting with my sauce because it just has time to set while I'm cooking everything else, because everything else takes no time to make. So as you can see, I put almost a whole stick of butter here. The measurements will be in the description. I have a nice tablespoon of minced garlic. You can add more or less. Next, we're going to add our white cooking wine to our garlic butter. And yes, you see how that's simmering? We definitely want our pan nice and hot. Bring to a simmer. And then we're going to add our heavy cream. So here's the heavy cream. You can add more or less depending on how you want it, but you know us women, we like our sauce now. A lot of my clients always say, can you make some extra white wine sauce? So we definitely want to bring that to a rapid boil. And we're going to add a half of lemon juice, freshly squeezed lemon, to our heavy cream, butter, and garlic. Next, we want to add our parsley. Yes. After our parsley, we're going to add our shaved Parmesan cheese. You can use shredded. You can grate your cheese however you want to use. I love using shaved Parmesan, but feel free to use whatever Parmesan you want. So after we get our sauce nice and prepped, we still have a little bit more to do, but we're just gonna let that set aside on a low simmer. And in that pot of water with a little bit of salt and olive oil, we're going to boil our noodles. Once our noodles are done, which takes no time, we drain them, add a little parsley and olive oil to our noodles. and this prevents them from sticking while they're waiting for the main entree. So here we have our 2 pieces of salmon. I didn't have to cut these, they were already cut. And I just seasoned them with a little bit of OldBay. Feel free to use whatever seasoning that you want to use. So then in a hot skillet, you see I added my olive oil. And once it gets that nice sheen, it's nice and hot, we want to put scale up in our pan. I like to cook the top of my salmon first to give it that nice color, that nice crisp on top. And I added 2 tablespoons of salted butter also to my pan. And as you can see, if you look at the side of it, you can see when it's time to flip. So once I flip my salmon, I just basically just go ahead and top with some crab meat. I have my oven preheated to 425 degrees. So I'm just gonna place a little bit of my crab meat on top, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of butter from that pan on top of my crab meat, just to kind of give it a nice flavor, a nice little brown tint to it, because who wants cold crab meat? Not me. So after I do this, I place in the oven for about 10 minutes on the 425. So we're going to come back to our sauce while our salmon is in the oven. And I added the rest of my crab meat, some tomatoes, not all of them, just most of them. Another tablespoon of OldBay seasoning. You can use Creole, you can use Cajun seasoning, whatever you have at home will suffice. So this is after 10 minutes in the oven. I'm taking my salmon out. This is a really, really quick dish, guys. So it's not gonna take any time, and look how beautiful it looks. So once we take it out of the oven, add some lemon juice on top of that, some parsley. Put your salmon to the side. Now it's time to finish off the sauce. We're gonna add our spinach. Add as much spinach as you want. Of course, you know how spinach cooks down. You can put 100 leaves, it's gonna look like it's 3. So just make sure you put as much spinach as you want in your sauce. I actually added a little bit more spinach after I cooked it down for a second. And now it's time to plate. That's how easy and quick this recipe is. So here, I'll show you guys how to plate. Well, how I plate mine. Feel free to plate however you want, but I just want you to make it look nice, guys. So I have my pasta here, and when I'm dealing with pasta, even when I make potatoes, like mashed potatoes, I like to make a little nest. That way I can add my sauce inside of the nest, and it just makes it look so much more beautiful. It holds that sauce in the middle of our pasta without us making a big mess. But feel free to just place it on top of your pasta. But I do like to see a little bit of my noodles, so I do this little kind of like nest trick and fill the nest with the sauce or the gravy if I'm making mashed potatoes. That's how I like it. I know I'm weird like that. I just always liked it since I was a kid. So now we're going to add our salmon on top. And look at that salmon. You see that crab meat is great. We also have, remember, we have crab meat in our sauce as well. And then we have the crab meat on top of our salmon. But we're not done yet, because we cannot forget our garnish. We're going to put a little bit of those chopped tomatoes and then add a little bit of that parsley on top. Voila. So, because this is a dinner for 2, I'm going to show you guys how to plate it once more. Also, you can see at the bottom of the screen, bottom left, you can see I have some cheddar biscuits. So I just made some cheddar baked biscuits with this meal. And then we also have a mixed Caesar salad tonight. So feel free to add those as appetizers or just side entrees to this main course. I do suggest you make a salad, of course, because we're having pasta. So salad, wine, whatever you want, go for it. Just make it look nice. This is like the perfect, quick, and easy, kind of low-key fancy. It's a kind of low-key little fancy date night in. If you want to just cook for bae, which is, it could be hubby, it can be wifey, whoever you're in love with at this moment. This is a nice dish for you to make at home. It's warm, it's very filling because of the pasta. And also with the pasta, I do suggest using fresh pasta, and they do have fresh pasta at your local grocery store. You just kind of have to look in the refrigerator aisle. So here I'm doing the same process as I did for the first one, putting my salmon on top of my nice noodle nest. And I'm adding some of those chopped tomatoes. I'm going to add a little bit of parsley on it, of course. That's why I said we're going to save some parsley and some tomatoes for the end. And this is how it looks. And for you guys who like extra sauce, like me, we'll put a little bit of extra sauce on there. But yes, guys, this is how it looks. And you can see my biscuits are in the back. They're so warm, ready to go. And here's the fun part. I want you guys to see that it's very much ready. So you don't even have to add any more sauce to this. Those are my nice biscuits that I made. If you guys want that recipe, please comment and let me know. And I have no problem with posting it. You already know I'm trying to give out free game. But yes, isn't this the perfect meal? Now let's go. Because without the sauce, you're lost. So, with a little bit of that leftover sauce, we just want to drizzle some sauce on top of the salmon. And this is just optional. It depends on how much sauce you like. But this is the end result of what we have. And thank you guys so much for coming to my channel. Thank you guys for supporting me. Like, subscribe, or just watch it. No pressure. And thank you so much for supporting my channel again. I appreciate all of you, especially the strangers in Indonesia and Turkey and all them other places. It's when I look at how many people are watching and from different countries, it amazes me that I can get to so many people on YouTube. I love posting my videos on YouTube, and I hope you guys love them just as much as I love posting them. And I just want to say, enjoy this quick date night recipe. Description for the recipe, of course, the full recipe is in the description box below. And make sure you get your ingredients out. Enjoy. Thank you for coming. Enjoy your dinner. Peace.